My name is Celine.
Celine.
Yeah,
Okay,
Celine.
Celine. So
Yeah.
can you tell us about today's what's going on around the community?
So today is early voting day in the Broward County. We're here in the library, and I'm with the community that does the Asian American exit poll.
Yep.
So I came here to volunteer. I think total we got about 40 or 50 Asian descent that came to vote, which is a very great number.
Uh-huh.
So we have a survey, no personal information needed. Just wanted to know how important it is for Asian to vote. Because the more of them that come, value their opinions, we'll get some translation material, some different kind of support. So I think they've been doing this for many years.
Okay.
This is my first time coming to help.
Oh, okay. So you're a volunteer.
Yeah.
How's the interaction so far? Do you feel?
It's great. It's great.
Good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of turnout.
Yeah, we have about, I think, 40 to 50. I haven't really counted yet, but basically everybody that comes out, I ask them if they have any Asian heritage in them.
Okay.
If they look Asian, definitely. If they don't, you
Yeah.
never know because sometimes they mix.
Yeah.
So, they all, basically very happy to fill out the information for us.
Okay. Is majority of the survey is for just Asians or also just people in the community in general that you're doing?
Well, majority Asian, so they have obvious Chinese, Korean,
Okay.
Filipino, but then there's also mixed, like the Asian Indians, like the Indo-Caribbean.
Yeah.
You know,
So there's a mix of it, half Asian and half.
right. One page question, of course, this one in English.
Right.
They have some in Chinese.
Okay.
In, I think this is like Hindu language.
Okay.
So just ask the individuals to fill out what kind of Asian descent they are, how many years they have become American citizen, this is the first time they vote, what issues are important to them, if they needed any translated material, just to let people know that we care about them if they wanted to vote, and if they want to know, I guess, what we as an Asian community can support and help the voting process easier.
Okay, well, what's happening here is early voting in person, and it's happening in all the areas in Broward right now in the libraries. So I'm supporting candidates for the Republican Party, and I'm active in informing people and giving them voters' guides.
Great, great, great. And what was your name?
My name is Douglas
Okay.
Gum.
Douglas. No. And how long have you been campaigning for this party?
Well,
Or educating people?
For today, I've
Yeah.
been here since noontime, and earlier this morning I was out walking, we call it canvassing, going to neighborhoods, knocking on doors, and providing literature and education to all the voters.
Great, great. When you were knocking on the doors, were you how was that experience for you?
Well, initially, when I first started doing it, I was a little shy, but most of the people that I was going to were just the Republicans, and of course that's my party, and they were
Right.
very warming and greeting me. But I have gone in some areas where it's Democrat dominated, but I've not had anybody really give me a hard time
Okay.
with me volunteering and trying to get people to be involved with being a good citizen.
Okay. How many do you see that a lot of Asian Americans in South Florida as a Republican?
I do see some. I used to live in Miami, and I belong to the Chinese Baptist Church in Miami.
Okay.
And so I've been raised in the Chinese community here in Miami. My parents were the first Chinese teachers in Dade County many years ago. Yep.
Okay. And then was there like a lot of Republican parties there, the people, or they're more Democratic?
Well, I think the Chinese community, for the most part, has not been engaged. I think a lot of them have had not an opportunity to maybe be able to talk with people that
Okay.
might be informed about what are some of the current events that are happening, especially on the local level with the politics. It's something where I think they need to have a better education, and I think too they get confused when they see the word Democrat and they think, oh, that means democracy, and that's something that they haven't had back in, for example, in China, and so they just migrate to the Democratic Party, but not really understanding that the Republican Party is, our country is what we call a democratic republic, and so we vote our candidates to represent us. It's not a direct thing, or else we'd all be sitting at home and using our computers to vote.
Republican. Right.
I have seen a lot more energy and a lot more people supporting the Republican Party. For example, as they come out, we've been offering signs to them to put in the yard, and we're getting lower and lower. I had one guy just come here and say, I want about a dozen of them to put up in my neighborhood. So
Okay, that's great. And then everyone is kind of it's very peaceful so far, right?
yes,
Like,
we all get along. I mean, we all have differences of opinions.
right.
We're all vying for our candidates. I have been in another polling area where one of our candidates, some of the females were feeling a little intimidated because there was a little bit of bullying going on with a particular race within the school board. And I feel that was unfortunate, but she requested males to be there, and so I was one of the ones that volunteered to be over there and help out. That was in the Cooper City area.
Okay. Hi, can you tell us about yourself and what do you think of this event that's going on here in Broward?
Well, my name is Juliet Assam, and I am a resident of Broward County, of course. And this event is actually great because it gives you an opportunity to come out and just get information on the candidates and themselves, you know, and to make informed decisions, because there's people here who's actual candidates are here and sharing their information, so you can be more informed of what they're doing and what they're doing for us as citizens of, you know, of the United States, and, you know,
The community
residents
too,
of
right.
Florida and in the community.
Right.
That's correct. So instead of waiting, you know, for that time to come and everybody's rushing, this is perfect. You come and you know, really just get acquainted and take your time, and you know, you vote in peace. You don't have to rush. So
Right.
it's a really great opportunity for that.
So how has people? I see that there's both parties here. Has people been very friendly, the community,
From what I have encountered, yes.
and professional as
Very
well?
professional, very informative. They shared their information with me, so it was not forced.
Right.
You know,
Right.
which is something I don't really like. Don't force anything on me.
Right.
You know, let me, you know,
Decide.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty good. Yes.
Okay. And how's the event so far here in Broward County? Is everyone being respectful so far?
So far, it is such courteous. Everyone is so courteous to each other out here at the polls, and that has been my experience. As a judicial candidate, I especially am called to serve the entire county without regards for any color, race, gender, ethnicity. As a judge, I must serve the people, and so when I go to the polls, it is important I greet everyone. I present myself well with the people, being courteous, being kind, and that's what I'm getting back, because that's what I'm giving out. I'm very happy to be part of this process. I'm so proud the people are coming out. They are greeting us. They're happy to see the candidates out here, and it's been a beautiful experience. And I want to say thank you all again for this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Robin Bartleman, and I am actually the state representative for District 104, soon to be District 103. I've been an elected official for 20 years, serving people in my community as a city commissioner, as a school board member for 16 years for all of Broward County, and I just finished my first term as your state representative.
Wonderful. How's the turnout so far?
It's been very busy. We're getting about 1,000 people a day, so it's very exciting. It's exciting to meet the voters and let them know what I stand for and how I'm going to fight for them and how I have been fighting for them. A lot of people don't understand what a state representative does and what they're in charge of. So I've been able to share with them how I brought home over $5 million to deal with flooding issues in this community, how I passed 2 very important environmental bills, one that was a part of the sea level rise package and another one for the Southern and Central Flood Control Project, which impacts all of South Florida, 11 million residents, the freshwater aquifer, and the Everglades. Sea rise is about to eclipse 18 gates on the East Coast, and we haven't done anything to fix it yet. So I was able to get money for a $2 million study and create an accountability report because it's projected that they'll start impacting those gates in 2035. And so I want to be sure that everyone's aware of it so we can fix it.
Great. How are you getting your message across?
Multiple ways, mail, meeting voters personally. I've been knocking on doors since May. Also, a lot of people know about my work. One of the biggest bills I passed this session was a bill for Mia Marcona. She's the young lady. She came from our community. She graduated Flanagan High School. She went to college in Orlando, and she was murdered by a maintenance worker who was given a key and never given a background check. Because believe it or not, if you're a renter right now in Florida, until my bill passed, they just gave the master key to who they hired. Now they're going to be able, they have to do a mandatory background check, which is important because he used this key to break into Mia's apartment to murder her. So the bill will not bring her back, but I worked with her parents to try to do something that this doesn't happen to another family. So,
Wow, that's
it's big.
very important.
Yeah, and it's very big in this community because a lot of people went to Flanagan High School. A lot of people know Mia, so a lot of people know. So to me, I passed 5 bills, which is crazy because I'm a freshman Democrat, but it was my first term in office. But that's the bill that's closest to my heart. You know, I have a daughter the same age as Mia, so that was really important. And all my bills are really about people. They're not about politics. I have another bill for healthcare disparities, which is huge. The Agency for Healthcare Administration did not collect healthcare data by race, age, ethnicity, primary language. So if you're not collecting that data in that form, you're not going to be able to identify healthcare disparities and give people the healthcare they need based on, you know, their individual differences, or their differences, I should say.
Right, absolutely. Well, how far, so far, how is the people?
Most people are nice. Some people aren't as nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just stay kind and
Yeah.
stay positive. That's what I do.
Right.
Just telling people what I've done for them, what I'm going to do for them. Another big issue out here is property insurance, which if there was one way to fix it, I believe we already would have done it, because they're Democrats and Republicans and MPAs. We're all suffering out here. We just did our first special session on property insurance because the Republican legislature did not hear any bills until the special session.
Mm-hmm.
So most of that bill took care of fraud, but now we have to deal with the reinsurance issue.
Right.
Every insurance company has its own insurance company, and 49% of your premium out there, that's paying for your insurance company's insurance. So we need to figure out a way to have a state or national reinsurance policy so we can keep these companies afloat, keep them healthy, and keep everyone covered.
Great. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate
it.
it.
Was great to speak with you, and thank you for being out here today.
Thank you.
Oh, and really quick, for anyone out there, if you need my help anytime, I don't even care if you live in my district, if you want me to come speak to students or whatever you need, my phone number is 954-668-3662. That goes right to my personal cell, because I'm here to help you.
Thank
So
you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
So my name is Bob Hartman. I am running for re-election in Southwest Ranches. I've been a resident of the area of our town since 1994. We built our house, we built our family, we built our life out there. I'm one of the founders of the town. I've been engaged with the town since before it was formed, but engaged in citizen activities, advisory boards, up until I got elected 4 years ago. It's all about keeping us rural, like it says on my shirt, and preserving our lifestyle, because Southwest Ranches, compared to the rest of Broward County, and mostly Dade County as well, is unique. We have a lifestyle where people have large properties, they have livestock, they have pets, their families enjoy open space, peace and quiet. I mean, we even have a dark skies ordinance so you can see the stars at night. We're a very unique community.
Awesome. Can you tell us about this event today? How is it going? Everybody's been respectful?
Everybody's been respectful, very respectful. Since we're a very small community, and this is the busiest election spot in Broward County right now, I run into, I think I've spoken to about 16 or 18 residents today. I walk up to everybody and say, do you live in Southwest Ranches? If they say yes, then I'll talk with them. Otherwise, I just, thank them for their time and thank them for voting. But it's been definitely productive for me because it's interesting and it's very exciting that everybody I've spoken to today is voting for me. So that's obviously gives me a good feeling and also gives me a good pulse on what's going on.
Yeah. So can you tell us more about your history and what the impact that you've done in your community?
So over the years, I've been involved in a lot of things that have formed our community. We've acquired parks. We do all sorts of community activities. I've been involved with those basically since we started the town. But on the council, there's a number of items that we've been particularly effective on in the last 2 years since the council changed over from the prior. We have a new mayor and 2 additional new council members that have really made an impact. One of the areas of impact is our town, a lot of the lots are 2.5 acres, some of the lots are 1 acre. If there's a large tract of land that is a developer purchases, the minimum they can build or rezone it as is whatever the highest density is. So if the property is surrounded by 2.5 acre lots, the only choice they have is 2.5 acres. If it's surrounded by 1 acre lots, then 1 acre lot, more 1 acre lots would fit into that. And our whole point is to keep it open, to keep the densities as low as possible. That's one thing. We also recently changed from one trash provider that I won't name that provided substandard service to waste management. And over the 4 years I've been on the council, my biggest complaint from residents was the service the former provider was giving the town. I hear nothing but kudos for waste management. They're professionals, they do a great job, they pick up on time. So as a council member, that's important because the residents are happy with the new service versus the old. But we continue to do things to preserve our rural lifestyle, to make it a place where people will bring, we have people with horses, cows, goats, sheep, puppy dogs, and kitty cats, and you can have anything you want within that range. We have a large equestrian community too. We have a lot of barns around town that are in the business of teaching people how to ride, giving them opportunities to ride their horses. We have a lot of open spaces in parks where people ride their horses. So again, we're different than all of our neighboring cities.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.